Thanks for staying with us. So, in the celebrity world, things are happening between the AY comedian and Basketmouth. Many of you know that recently AY was in an interview with Chude where he was talking about his experiences and referenced the part where he had this grouse with Basketmouth for many years, and he also asked for forgiveness on all that's happened between both gentlemen. And then shortly after that, we saw a video where Basketmouth came out to also say that apologize to everyone who's hurt or who has affected their career somehow or the other, and he specifically referenced AY and also apologized. This obviously got a lot of people talking, different angles, people discussing, is it genuine, is it real, is it true? Could this be because he wants to do something in a show coming up, or is it truly sorry? Is AY, are they back together now? Are they now buddies? You know, but it brings up the conversation concerning friendship. It brings up the conversation concerning apology. It brings up the conversation saying how long would it take for you to forgive a friend? How long would it take for you to amend a broken relationship? What are the things you think would have to play out before you accept an apology from a friend? These are conversations that are happening. We'll just touch on what happened with Basketmouth a bit, but the real crux of the conversation is about friendships, apologies, and moving forward. You can call us on the numbers on your screen, 081-07641-679, 090-241-63440. You can also tweet us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. Who'd like to go first on this apology video? Toby, you want to jump in?
Abba. Okay, so for me, when I saw the video, you know, at first when it started, I was like, yeah, maybe it's actually serious, you know, because he had this straight face, and you know how it is that Basketmouth can give such a straight face when he's speaking. And then he goes on to now talk about his show. I say, publicity stunts. Because one, media blogs, media houses would take on the story. They will first put it as an headline saying, Basketmouth apologizes to... Yeah. As you see that one, you will click on it. It's now later when you now read, you now say, oh, at the end, he mentioned that his show... I think that was a good publicity stunt, personally. And I also think that when there are issues among people, I think apologizing should be private, not said publicly. If he really meant it, I know there had been issues where both of them had tried to, you know, amend their ways. But if sincerely wanted to apologize or he really meant it, I think a message, putting a call across to him, maybe even going to his home, would have sorted it out. So that's why
because the fight was public anyway, so you might as well apologize publicly.
Well, maybe he has even apologized in private. We don't know the details. We are just seeing what it is that is outside. And I think that in matters of forgiveness, personalities, the personality of individuals have a role to play. So for some people, immediately somebody does something, they just, I don't like what you do, guys, stop them. You know, but some others might withdraw, and we see that play out in spousal relationships, such that the husband may be the kind of person that's
malice,
like there's a professional malice keeper, and the wife is just somebody that, well, you just, I don't finish, oh, bye-bye, you know, and they may actually find a way of, maybe at the first stages of their marriages, they may feel like it may be a lot, having to blend both personalities, but as time goes on, they're able to do it. So I think also this is a case of personality differences. Maybe one person is the one that is saying that, forgiveness, he go forget him, and the other one is saying he has to come and apologize. So
all right, let me come to you. Okay, I want to jump in.
So I like the humorous angle to it, the way he ended the video. I mean, I like it. And then my opinion is there's really nothing. I know men are different from women, and just like Toby said, it's very easy for women to walk away from stuff. But I'm not going to applaud him for saying sorry. I won't applaud him. I don't think saying sorry for something that's been in your mind should have taken up to 17 years. But I like the fact that he decided to do it in a very, he said kill 600 birds with one stone. That makes sense to me. Advertising his show. I don't think it's chasing clout. I think as Nigerians, we have trust issues. Anything anybody does, we assume the person is trying to chase clout. So I want to say, I mean, thank God he has realized that whatever should come to an end. And I also like AY's angle. Looking at what they said the issue was, it must have happened 30,000 a long time ago. So it just means for us, I mean, we should have other ways of holding on to our bonds and not allowing social media, you know, further tear us apart, because this is a further social media issue.
Yeah, come to you, Mariam.
Okay, so for me, first of all, I'd heard the initial interview that AY had, you know, and I think that was the very first time that was made public. Maybe amongst celebrities in their circle, they were aware of the feud, but for many of us Nigerians, it was until that interview where he addressed it. And I think he also did that to use an opportunity to once again, you know, ask for Basketmouth's forgiveness. And I remember my thought then is, you know what, when you have done your best in asking for forgiveness, you're sorry for whatever it is you've done, and especially in his own case where he wasn't even sure. It wasn't like he was given the opportunity to be told this is what I've done. I felt that sometimes you've done your best, move on. God knows your heart, you know. There's no need wallowing and struggling and begging and, you know, groveling over and over again. Whenever the person comes to, or if that person never does, then move on. Maybe that person was never meant to be in your life anyway. Basketmouth's situation, I think it was just a nice PR stunt. I think this is a man who has been in the entertainment industry for so many years, and he understands how these things work, and he has a show coming up, and he thought, fantastic idea, I'm good. And I think, you know, this is how the entertainment industry works. You know, they see things around, they look for things that will get people talking, their viewers talking, what is exciting. They're looking for different ways to spread their message in cheaper, most effective ways. And he found something that just fit right in, and he used it. Right. If he ever apologizes to AY or whatever, that is, for me, as far as I'm concerned, is their personal issue. I don't even need to know. But I think this was mainly for entertainment and PR purposes.
Let me take this call. Good morning. Thanks for calling. You're live.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Please, I want to report some things in Ichesha. Please, I don't know. You need to help us to reach out to Lagos State government.
Okay.
For what happened in Agro Palace not to happen again. You see, it's Kate local government and Mushin local government, that's fairly Okpocha roundabout. They are doing a lot of illegal activities there. A lot of illegal activities. Yesterday, there are some local government guys at the Ichesha bus stop. They will just tell you, you drove past this place, you are not supposed to overtake, you are doing this, they will arrest you. Local government, you are not using seatbelts. Local government, that's what they do. And for the Tele roundabout, you have different types of task forces from Mushin local government. Different types. Please, Lagos State should help us. Okay. They should come and see. We have different types. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. All right, so going back to this AY feud, I mean, many of us recall the story when back, I think it was March, where AY was narrating the beef between him and Basketmouth, that Basketmouth used to, you know, collect 30,000 naira. He used to actually give him, actually helped him. Yeah. You know, he would get gigs and multiple gigs, and he would start his own comedy, but has to go to the next gig and not get AY to replace him. And then he used to collect money. So there were things that he did to help him. And then AY also acknowledged that they were paid 30,000 naira at the time, and sometimes he would get the money, but there are also other times that Basketmouth would have collected the money ahead of time, and he would get nothing after the work. Then he also accused Basketmouth of delisting him from going for all these other gigs. So these are the feud that happened, and Basketmouth came and said, me and this guy were not friends. We've never this. You can never see us chummy. I've never been to his house. We're not close. So they probably had just a relationship, a cordial relationship as regards their work. Now that brings me to the angle of people's expectations of a friendship. Yeah. You know, I am friends with you, and because we are on the show together, we're supposed to be chummy. We're supposed to be cool and best friends. And we can't naturally draw a line of, listen, yes, we're cool. When it comes to work, we're buddies. But other things, we're not. It doesn't make us bad. It's just like we're just not there. Yeah. Is it difficult for us to be able to draw that line between professional friendship and friendship?
Yeah. You know, when this thing came out, someone says Nigerians need to understand that there are other terms beyond the outside friendship. There are acquaintances. There are colleagues. You know, so not everyone is your friend. For me, friendship for me is such a serious thing. I feel it's something I have to develop. I have to get to know you, you get to know me. And it's not something I expect of you to have for me just because I like you. I know that you also need to build, you know, with whatever it is that's surrounding you, how you see life, also determine if you want to be my friend. I had one issue one time. I was telling one of my friends that, can you imagine what this my friend did to me? She was like, well, you're a friend, but is she your friend? You know, I was like, I never really thought about it like that. And we need to have, we need to not have these expectations or be entitled to people's love and friendships if it is not clearly stated that it is. And people tell you if they're truly your friends or not by the way they behave towards you or how they respond to you when you tell them that they have hurt you. So a friend is not just someone that says, I am your friend, hey, it's in the actions. What have you done? That's what determines
Let me take this call from Peter. I'll come to you. Peter from Shagamu, thanks for calling. You're live.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'm Peter from Shagamu. My second time calling.
Welcome to the show.
Second time, don't deserve a
I want to talk on the police report issue.
Thank you, sir.
I'm not still allowed to talk on the police report issue.
Please, it's your view. Let it count. Go ahead, please.
Okay. But I think this is more of a current issue. I think the police have to be categorical. You know, it is one thing to say, don't need police report before we treat. But when you go ahead and treat, you will be in a suit with the police. They will deny, they will tell you all sorts of stories. And then it is the doctor that will be faced with the problem. For us in Shagam, it happened for us in Shagam, the case is an armed robbery case. It is the doctor that will be bundled with their van, be driven to Lewera. Nobody cares on how the doctor goes to Lewera to begin to make report. This is our ordeal.
Yeah.
And then for those in private hospitals, when they attend to such people, who takes the bill?
Exactly.
Nobody takes the bill.
Yeah.
Even we see in the documentary things about crime. When an ambulance is shot and shot, the government is responsible for treating him. I mean, for making him alive to pay trial.
Yeah.
Here, the police will just drop the patient,
Right.
their dog, shot victim, they just drop it on us, move it go away.
Right.
You
Thank you very much, sir, for your comments. I really appreciate it. Going back to this issue, your thoughts, I want to jump in here.
Yeah.
The issue I was saying earlier of
On
friendship
friendships.
expectations, the fact that many of us just assume that because we're chummy, you expect that other person to be really close to you.
I agree with what Miriam said, because it's really unfair when those who are around us assume they want us to meet the expectations they have of us. It's really unfair, and that happens so much based on temperament and personality issues. I have this friend who's very controlling, and most people feel, hey, why would you let her do that? Well, I know she doesn't do it with bad intentions.
Yeah.
So imagine when we have a fight, who's going to beg who? You know, it's definitely me. Sometimes I get to show her, like, hey, you need to
can't try
stop
me.
this. No, you always do this, and you really need to stop it. So I would say, well, maybe patience if you really care about the person, and you need to be able to draw the line. When you see that you are not as important, I mean, you should be honest to yourself.
Yeah.
You should be honest to yourself. You should know where the line has to be drawn. You should know where your limits are. And you should also be patient, because some people get upset. Imagine if we're a group of people doing the same stuff. I invite 3, I don't invite you. People pick offense. I don't like such things. I feel, stop assuming what is not. Stop thinking for me. Yeah, so social media, I still maintain that social media has strengthened the issues between them, but there must be unrealistic expectations and assumptions at different
Let me
points.
take Omotaya from Shomolu. Thanks for calling, Omotaya.
Good morning.
Good morning. You're live. Welcome to the show.
I love you. I love your fashion. I love your fashion.
Thank
I
you.
love your fashion so much.
Thank you, Omotaya.
I love your fashion. I want to be like you.
Auntie.
I don't have anything else to say. I want to be like you.
You're making me blush on national TV. Thank you, Omotaya. All right, let's talk about this issue of asking for forgiveness. You know, many of us find it difficult. This took 17 years, this conversation between these two gentlemen, and I just think to myself, can I hold malice that long for some point? Like, really, why do we find it so difficult to address issues? So somebody hurts you, and you hold on to this for many years. Let's even leave AY and Basket for a second. Yeah, let's
clarify that.
Yeah.
One party didn't feel that they were holding malice.
Exactly.
Because for him, it was in, I don't know you.
Yeah.
You're just a work colleague and
Yes.
I've moved on.
Exactly.
That's it.
So the thing is that, so if we pack their issue for a second, I think in our regular lives, you know, where we have friends, and somebody hurts you so bad, how comfortable is it to hold on to that grudge for so long? I mean, it was asking for forgiveness, even though you know you did wrong. How do you just approach and address the issue? Auntie, I'm sorry for what I did.
Forgiveness is a very, very tricky term when we speak about it. So for me, I find it easy to forgive when I've told you what you have done. So I tell you and I move on. If you like, apologize. If you like, don't apologize. Although my husband says, I like to hear I'm sorry. But I feel that once I've said it, it's off my chest. So the personality of individuals matter. But also, there are people that, if they don't forget, their whole system begins. So for me, I first have tummy ache. I'll be having a headache because I feel that this person has done something wrong and I've not been able to speak to it. And so even medical experts will say that most illnesses, when we're able to trace it, it's maybe an underlining emotional or something that speaks about unforgiveness. Maybe you're holding on to things in your mind. So this unforgiveness, when we speak about it, is not just forgive and let go. You are doing yourself a favor by letting go and accepting that really what this person has done, there's nothing I can do about it. It's just for me to just move on.
Grudge for anything, I'm telling you. I feel the physical impact of carrying a grudge. Like, I would be sick. I need to address it and address it soon. But one thing is, once I let it go, I'm gone. So I'm done forever. And I don't need an apology back. I don't need love back. I'm not in a corner feeling oh so sorry for myself. I move on. If you give me the opportunity to sit with you and talk it out with you, it is so freeing for me. I can't hold... Imagine me coming to work and I'm holding a grudge. I would forget because I will greet you one day and be like, oh, I love your outfit. Then I remember, oh, I'm supposed to be carrying a grudge, you know, so it does not work for me.
Good morning. I have a call. I think Jane.
Okay. So in my own case, it's very difficult for me to walk out of something that really, really hurts me. And sometimes I feel most of the people around me misinterpret me. Because one time I was very upset with a friend and I sent her a message. I don't want to have anything to do with you again.
Yeah, that type.
You know, it got to her husband, my husband, a lot of issues, my mom, my sister. And my mom said, even if you don't want to have anything to do with her, must you tell someone I don't want to have? Because what she did, in my head, I just felt I can move away from this. But the only way I'm going to move away from this is just stay on your own. Don't, because you know what people do? They hurt you, say sorry, and assume we should go back to where we were. And for me, it's very difficult. You can't just do something like this. Give me time to process it, and then we come back to it. So I feel when you have friends, now we're cool. That was a number of years ago, and I guess I just had to mature from it. And I remembered what my mom said, next time you're upset with someone, don't, even if it's in your head, you keep your distance. But I mean, it was so tough. It was so tough, yeah.
Fine. I know that. I know that feeling. That feeling. Yeah, Mariam, want to jump in? No.
Okay.
Give you comments on social media. We're still on Basketmouth. We're going back to the health. I think a lot of Nigerians want to talk about the health. Yeah. Go ahead. Any comments you have, go ahead. Just read it out.
Yes. So, Afsa says, imagine out of 20 cases an hospital handles in a day, 10 of them cannot afford to pay. How will the hospital survive to continue saving lives? Uchechi says, I have a doctor in Owerri who doesn't care who you are. He will treat you first before asking for anything. Yeah. He trained abroad. He's one of the best doctors ever. God bless him.
Yeah. Let me take Yakub. Yakub, thanks for calling. You're live.
Yeah, Mario, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning to everyone. Quickly, because I would like to touch on this topic, and then I'll very fast and short. The first topic. Sometimes, Mario, when you go to like all these public hospitals, I'm talking about general, and then quote and unquote some other public hospitals. Some time ago, I follow one of my friends there, and then especially the Ilepo, General Hospital Ilepo. Morayo, getting there, we saw a lot of crowds. And then in the midst of the crowd, some not just went first and then say, come, Alaji, come. If you want to save this guy, let me give you one hospital address. And then he gave to us. To my surprise, getting there, we found out that the same doctor that working there is the same one that holds the hospital. So what are we seeing here is that, you see, a lot of doctors are working at general hospital. They still have their own personal hospital. Meanwhile, if you went to the general hospital and compare them on the street, the way they will attend to you, it will differ from the way they will attend when you get to their own personal hospital, because you are going to pay much more money there. Yeah. That is number two. The question of these two guys are fighting. Morayo, one of your friends there just said something earlier that for if someone hurts you, the best thing as a Muslim or a Christian is to call on that person, let him or her know that you have hurt me. Whether the person says sorry or not, that is left to that person, because somebody like me, I can't hold such things. For 15 years, Morayo, if one day, I cannot hold it. Because anytime I want to pray, my mind will keep going there. So I don't want such people to disturb me. Goodbye, God bless you.
Thank you very much, Jacob. Any more comments on social media? We're going to be